Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Renz here, host of the Raiders Report, with everything that you need to know from Raiders practice today. From the jump, it was a non-padded practice, so a lot of the takeaways that we're going to get here today, just take everything with at least a little bit of a grain of salt. So what we're going to talk about is the good news that the Raiders received today, because I definitely think that there is some major good news that the silver and black came away with from practice today. Chuck's just all up in my grill right now. But also, I am going to, at the very end of today's show, give you the three biggest things that we learned from practice today from top to bottom. That's going to be at the very, very end of today's show. Now, I know that it's late for a lot of people on the East Coast. It's late for me here, too. But, hey, if you're always looking for that Raiders news, always looking for the updates, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications. I promise you, I'm going to keep you guys up to date the entire time. All right, so, Mitch, what's the good news? To me, the good news is Jackson Powers-Johnson was on the practice field today, not wearing a red contact jersey. So the fact that he was able to go out there in a normal jersey, not wearing the red jerseys like you usually see a lot of times with the QB, that is such a good sign. And I think it's also great news because to me then, this kind of shows that Antonio Pierce has had a plan all along, because today also Kolton Miller was activated off the PUP list, passed his physical. He was also out there in a normal jersey. So again, no pads out there, but the fact that these two players that I'm hoping can play left tackle, a player that I'm hoping can be our starting left guard, and realistically, a really big focal point of that offensive line, let's be real here, the fact that they're able to go out there, the fact that they were able to practice, that is very, very good news here for the Las Vegas Raiders. So I do have a question right off the jump of this show, because I've seen, the new depth chart just got released. Cody Whitehair continues to get listed as that starting left guard. My question of the nation out there is, if healthy, if Jackson Powers-Johnson is healthy, I know he hasn't really practiced at all this entire offseason, and Whitehair has experience already in Luke Getsy's offense. Are you going to start Jackson Powers-Johnson? This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. Give me a yes, give me a no down below. My answer is yes. You guys probably already know where I'm going to be leaning on this one. I think JPJ just gives us the better option. Quite frankly, I don't think Cody Whitehair is good enough to start in the NFL for any 32 teams, if I'm being 100% honest. Good depth player, can help you out a little bit as a rotation guy for guard, can help you as a little bit of a depth piece there at center as well. But if JPJ is healthy, let's face it here, he's got to be the guy that ends up starting this football game. Let's go to the next thing here. Davante Adams also didn't have a red jersey on, so remember, he was unable to practice on that Friday right before the Raiders preseason game up against the Dallas Cowboys, and there was some, questions of how healthy he is. He's going to be more than okay, I can promise you that. Brock Bowers didn't practice today. He's still dealing with that sore foot. Again, I think they're just trying to take it a little bit easy. They don't need to rush anything. Bowers is the real deal. A lot of people are going to be surprised on how truly talented that young man is. Nate Hobbs did get banged up at practice, which I saw the update from Vincent Bonsignore. So I texted my buddy who's at practice right now filming everything, and I'm like, what the heck's going on with Hobbs? And he said it looked like that he hurt his right foot. Luckily, though, once the 11-on-11 drill started happening, Hobbs was able to get back out there. But, this is a player that he's going to be a free agent next offseason. We know that Hobbs has got all the tools in the world. He's an unbelievable athlete. He's a hell of a player. I think he's one of the best defensive players that we have. We've heard our cornerback coach, Ricky Manning, call him the key to our defense. But he's got to be able to stay healthy. So when I see injury update around Nate Hobbs, my heart does sink a little bit. Good news is, though, he was able to go back out there, still look good, didn't really look like he was, all too slowed up by it. Now, the best play of the night, and when I tell you this, it's not close. I tweeted the video out at Mitchell Renz 365, so please go check it out. Gardner Minshew calls hike, quickly drops back, throws it to his right side. He was looking for a screenplay, and Max Crosby, again, I can understand why they're telling him sometimes to sit out, because he just ruins practice for everyone. But he tips the ball in the air, ball flies up in the air, one-handed catch, brings it in, nobody touches him down, so then he runs 70 yards for a touchdown. It was an unbelievable play, and I'm telling you what right now, that's a big-time play from one of the best players on the freaking planet, dude. Minshew then, I think, did a good job of being able to respond. There's sometimes plays like that are going to happen in the National Football League, and not many players are able to make that play on Max, or not many players like Max are going to be able to make that play. Minshew then able to come back and threw a dart, 20 yards, back corner of the end zone to Trey Tucker, able to bring it in, and you can kind of see Tucker's starting to get that swag to him. I mean, hell of an athlete, great acceleration, but it's his ability now to start put together a little bit more of that route tree. You saw last season as a rookie, I really felt like he only was confident in himself being able to do the go route, at least to start. But when you actually looked at some of the next-gen stats, some of the extra numbers, even like when you turn on the tape for Trey Tucker, his separation, like in terms of what defenders would give him off the line of scrimmage, or they just respect the speed so much, and he's just such a tough guy to defend in that short intermediate route area. But Trey Tucker right now he's on one. And man, oh man, I'm excited to see what that offense looks like from top to bottom. So good for Trey, good for Gardner Minshew to be able to bounce back. I will say that I thought Minshew looked okay. Like, there was nothing special. We're not really going to get into all the ins and outs. Again, it's a non-padded practice. I thought Aidan O'Connell did well today. He hit John Samuel Schnenker for a nice little touchdown. The bad play, depending on who you follow, like some people are like, oh, Aidan O'Connell just threw an interception. Well, he threw an interception that hit a guy, Dylan Lowby, right in the chest that, quite frankly, I'm pretty sure everybody that tunes into today's show probably could have brought that in. And it ended up landing in the hands of Jackson Mitchell, who's the brand new linebacker that the Raiders signed. Not today. They signed another linebacker, actually today, which I put out a short on that earlier. He's a UFL player, was a linebacker at Oklahoma. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Darius, I believe is what it was. Anyway, though, that guy ended up coming down with an interception. Jackson Mitchell. Also, right before the end of practice, Sam Webb also was able to get a pick. I'll be real, though. I couldn't see, based on the video that I got, who the quarterback was. I'm going to assume it was either Carter Bradley or Nathan Peterman, just based off of the video. Wasn't the highest quality, but I could tell that Sam Webb ended up getting the interception. Now, before I give you guys the very end of the show, the three biggest things that I learned from practice today, right now taking the podium is Gardner Minshew, and he said, and I love this, that his job is to play point guard in the offense, which I think is a really, really good thing that Gardner Minshew's saying here, because, you know, there's so many talented pieces, and I know that there's so many fans out there, myself included, that you watch that preseason game against the Cowboys, and you're like, where's that panic button? I don't know if it's like the Staples button. That's easy, but it's easy to panic when your QBs look like that. We also have never seen this team with Kolton Miller, JPJ, the starting offensive line, Davante Adams, Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer, and Brock Bowers. And I get it. We do have a very talented team, and I think Minshew understands that all he's got to do is go out there, execute the plays, get the ball into these guys' hands, and let them do the rest. But I do want to give a shout-out to today's sponsor, Panda Sups. If you use code Raiders, you're going to be able to get 25% off all of their awesome protein. I got the campfire s'mores, the ones that I have downstairs. I have the mint chocolate chip, which is an awesome protein. I've been using their pre-workouts a lot because I've been trying to get up early in the morning, try to go for a little bit of a workout. I've been using the pre-workout, the BCAs I have downstairs as well. I love all the Panda Sups protein products. I love all the Panda Sups products in general. So use code Raiders for 25% off at pandasups.com. That link's going to be available to y'all down in the comments, down in the description of today's show. All right, so here are the three biggest things that I learned, and I'm just going to go with this. And, you know, I told myself when I started doing this show that I'd always be honest and I'd always give my honest opinion, even if I ruffle up some feathers. And quite frankly, one of the things that I'm learning right now is just we gotta keep it a buck here. We gotta say it. We gotta be able to talk about these type of things when they're true. But the bias reporting right now by some Raiders beat reporters, it's kind of insane to me. And the reason why that I say that is because, you know, I'm just going to read you guys a few tweets here, and it's about the Max Crosby play on Gardner Minshew. And this has been something that I've been talking about, you know, for weeks, where there's certain people, and you need to follow, I think, all Raiders beat reporters. You should follow all Raiders content creators, and you should hear what everybody has to say, and then you make an opinion on it based on the information that you give. What you don't want to do is just follow only one person, because you're only going to hear their side of the story, and it's not going to paint the proper picture, which is, I think, one of the reasons why so many people were upset when Aidan O'Connell wasn't named the starting quarterback compared to Gardner Minshew, because I know if people followed this show, it'd be like, all right, it was an even battle, but Minshew was the better guy throughout the offseason. So one person tweeted out, Crosby tips a Minshew pass and then dives to pick it off. Fans will have a story to tell. Another beat reporter goes, hell of a play by Raiders defensive end Max Crosby, tipping a throw by Minshew, diving to come up with the interception, then returning it 70 yards for a touchdown. Another Raiders beat reporter said, arguably the sexiest play of camp, Max Crosby reads a screen off the line of scrimmage and secured a one-handed interception while tumbling to the ground. Another Raiders beat reporter said, hell of a play by Minshew with a lackadaisical pass, a pick six by Crosby, an excellent play by Max, but a terrible read and throw. When you go watch this video, and again, I put the video out there, so I do really want you to go see the play for yourself, but there's nothing lackadaisical about the throw. And I just think that, and I'm kind of getting frustrated here because people, and I get it, people wanted a certain quarterback to play, but that's over and done with now. Minshew is the starting guy, and I know this beat reporter isn't a Raider fan, so maybe that's kind of, getting into the webs here a little bit. But I also have so much respect for this beat reporter, and I don't know why it's just this bias reporting. He's trying to push something that's just simply not the truth, and it's so against what he usually does. So I'm going to challenge this person to do a little bit better of a job, because what you're putting out there, people are reading, and it's not true. I know you wanted Aidan to start, but Minshew is the starting quarterback. So come on, man. We could do better, dude. Next thing that I learned here was Max Crosby is the best defender on the planet. And this is nothing new to me. I don't think it's anything new to a lot of people here for the nation. But when you see a player that just does what he does on a daily, and I mean a daily basis, it's unbelievable. He can do everything on the field. And when you have him, they've literally had to take him out of practice so that they can execute what they're trying to do on practice. That reminds me of stuff that we used to do when we were kids playing in Little League, where that guy has to play he's got to come out, he can't pitch against the team, or there's a certain basketball kid that's 6'2" and everybody else is still only 5 foot. You got to take him out. I mean, he's just blowing up plays. He's moving all over the football field. You got to love what you're seeing right now, because Max Crosby is unbelievable. The final thing that I learned is the offensive line is getting healthy. The offensive line is getting healthy. The offensive line is getting healthy. Kolton Miller, it took a little bit while, but we're starting to go in the right direction. Jackson Powers-Johnson definitely is banged up a little bit. Still seems like he's going to be okay, though, out of that non-contact jersey. I don't anticipate that any of those guys obviously are going to play against the 49ers on Friday. For those of you that do not know, we will be live on Friday night, and we're going to be rocking and rolling. We're going up against our 49ers channel, so please make sure you guys pull up. I know it's the final preseason game, but at Chat Sports, we're a company. We compete a lot, and we're going to be going up against the Niners on the field and on YouTube as well. So please make sure that you pull up. And if anybody asks me, yes, this is the same exact hat Roberts Blaine was rocking on Saturday at the game, and I also got mine for Culture Kings. It's a great company. I've been trying to hit them up. I'd love to be able to get them as a sponsor here on the show. So maybe if you guys DM Culture Kings, maybe we can get a deal working with them. All right, I got to get ready to go to bed. Chuck's like, dude, it's bedtime, and it is bedtime. It's late here. It's 10 o'clock where I'm at. It's 11 on the Eastern time. My dad's definitely not going to watch this video. But to everybody that went to practice, please send me some more pictures. I had a lot of awesome pictures. I've had, many videos being sent to me. To all the people that are always on site, you guys know that I love you. I appreciate you, all the information that you guys always send me. It is definitely much appreciated. But I'm heading to bed. The next time that you're going to see me live on the show is going to be Thursday for Little Raiders happy hour. We're going to let our hair down a little bit, because with that late game on Friday, we can get after it a little bit on Thursday. You got 2 more videos coming out tomorrow on the channel, and I'll do my best to get you guys some more on top of that. But again, Raiders practice today, non-padded. Minshew did okay. I thought Aidan looked okay too. The offensive line is starting to get healthy. But I'm asking from the bottom of my heart, from all Raider fans and for all Raider fans out there, the beat reporters got to stop being so biased. It's okay. Let's just focus on the Raiders. It doesn't matter who's right. It doesn't matter who's wrong. All that matters is that we're going to try to win some football games this upcoming season. If you're looking for more Raiders content, make sure you click that subscribe button right here. I would definitely appreciate it. If you want to check out the video that is most recommended for you, you can read. One of these is most recommended for you. And then another one of these videos right here is also the video that I think that you personally would enjoy. We pump out tons of content here on the show every single day. In fact, we've dropped a video every day on this channel for almost 4 years straight. So videos, hit that subscribe button. Shout out to the nation.